Welcome back to the Swap Shop. My name is John Mann, and we have a special guest in the studios coming out of that break, the best of the Statler Brothers, the movies. And we're going to be talking about a movie this morning and a young lady who is a star of a movie. It's Aryn Thompson, and she is a star of the film Overcomers. It's going to be released on August the 3rd, and we have some special presentations coming on here. 23rd it'll be released, and then on the 9th, I think, a special showing here. We're going to learn a lot more about that. We have Margaret in the studios with us. Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning, John. I feel so honored. I'm sitting beside a star.
Yes.
Very pretty star.
We're very fortunate this morning,
yes,
aren't we?
we are. So welcome, Aryn.
Hey.
And tell us, first of all, about Aryn before we get into what you're getting ready to do.
Well, my name is Aryn Thompson, and I am 16 years old. I turned 16 on June 6th. I'm going to be in the 11th grade this year, and I go to Southern Lee High School. And I just want to be an actress for like the rest of my life because that's what I love doing.
Well, you've gotten a good start on it already.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, you were in an accident not too long ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And you came out just fine.
I didn't come out just fine because like my stomach and my intestines are messed up, so I had to go into surgery for that. But after like 2 weeks I was in the hospital for 5 days, but 2 weeks later I was like back to my normal self pretty much.
Well, you look like you're ready to go. Now tell us about this movie and how you got connected with the organization that started. I know it's the same group that did War Room, right? Okay, tell us how you got involved with this.
Well, I have an agent, and she emailed my mom and said, well, we have this new movie that we want Aryn to audition for. So I auditioned for it at home at first because we do home auditions, and then I got a call back, so I had to go to Atlanta and audition for them. And in the email for the callback, they gave me like notes and what to do and just to really express my love for Jesus and God. And so that's what I did whenever I went in there, and it just happened. It worked out right, yeah.
How did you feel when you got that big part?
I started crying. I was in tears.
And now this is your first really big production, right? And it opens the 23rd.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that all over the United States or just certain places?
It's all over the United States, and it's actually in different other countries. I think it's like, how many countries is it?
I think it's up to 18.
18 countries, yeah. And they're adding every single day.
It'll be released on 1,500 screens in the United States.
Oh my goodness. So, Spring Lane Cinema will be one of these movie screens where we can see it on the 23rd for everybody.
Yeah.
However, there is a special showing, and I understand it's almost booked completely up.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's going to be on the 9th.
Yeah.
How can people get tickets to go to this showing, or for that? So when it's the 23rd, you just go to that movie and get your ticket at the counter. But if you want to go to the 9th, how do you do that?
Well, there's a link called Eventbrite, and just type in eventbrite.com/overcomer, and it should come up for the Sanford viewing. And the tickets cost $9, and there's only about 30 tickets left. So
But if that sells out, they can add another.
they can add another showing, and there will be a Q&A, and you'll be able to take pictures afterwards.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you have to get all dressed up for the for the showing that night, or you can just be Aryn?
I probably will get dressed up because I like getting dressed up. So.
Now, how many of these showings will you try to attend in various cities and towns, or have you done any already?
Well, actually, about 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, there was a premiere for Overcomer, and it was in the city that we shot it in, Columbus, Georgia. So that was my first premiere, and I was like so excited. But anyways, yeah, I think I would try to go to a lot of showings, especially for the 23rd. I know a lot of people are trying to do things, especially from the cast and the crew. So I probably will try to attend a lot because I love to do things
And
like
you have
that.
2 more premieres.
And I have 2 more premieres also, one in Atlanta and one in Dallas.
Well, your cast members were very upset when you were in the accident. I mean, they were just waiting there. Hurry up, you got to get well. They told everybody, you got to get well. We had prayers going out for you everywhere.
Yes.
Everybody wanted you to make sure that you're okay. Now, tell us a little bit about this production.
Well, about the production, what the movie's about, it's about who you are and whose you are. It's a movie just portraying that you don't have to try to fit in. You can't fit in if you were born to stand out. It really shows Ephesians 1 and 2 in the Bible, and it shows that you are loved by God, you are sealed, you are redeemed, you are chosen, and you are a child of God, and never to question that. And that's what I love about the movie, because I think kids nowadays, especially with social media, and they're just trying to fit in. If they don't get enough likes, they're not good enough, and and I don't want kids to feel like that, because God loves us, and that's the greatest love we can ever have, and that's what the movie portrays.
My, that is wonderful from a person so young. So, how do you handle this this kind of thing with your schoolwork and other things?
Well, if I have to, I will stay up late for my schoolwork. I will always get my schoolwork done. That's just something I've always been about, and that's what my parents have taught me. So if I have to push something with acting aside, I'll do my schoolwork. I'm like, I have to get this done. A lot of days I would have to miss school because they had to do a couple more redo shots, and I just like, I do not like missing school. But I would just do my work while I was in the car going somewhere with my parents or while we were traveling.
How much time do they give you when you have to go do a special shooting from Sanford to, say, go to Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina? So how much time do you have to get there?
Well, usually they offer a flight, but they tell you like 2 weeks earlier. Okay. So like usually they offer you a flight, but my parents just love to drive. So one time we had to drive to Nashville, and that was like, it took forever. It was like, how many hours? Like 8 hours just sitting in the car.
I can identify with that. With the radio and TV, I serve on the board.
Yeah.
So we have meetings out of town, and the national meetings, of course, sometimes far away, San Antonio, Washington, D.C. And we have been flying, and I'm just not a person who enjoys flying.
I love to fly.
I am not, but we had to go to Nashville. So my husband said, do you want to drive? Yes, let's drive. And we drove, and I enjoyed the scenery. I felt much safer in the car. And I'm sure you're safer on the plane, but I feel much better. So you don't actually have to miss a lot of school. You're actually in school most of the time.
I am in school most of the time, but like Southernly, it does like 8 days. You can only miss 8 days, and I was really on like the border of it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go to Saturday school, and I did not want to go to Saturday school.
How do your classmates feel about being in school with a star?
Well, they like, a lot of people talk about it a lot, but I just think, I'm like, well, it's fine. Like, I'm just trying to be at school. Like, one time this guy would ask for my autograph, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but it's just like, because I'm so used to being around those people, and it's just like weird that they're like, oh my gosh, you were in a movie now. I was like, but we've known each other for like forever.
What do you think it's going to be like when the movie is actually shown and people get to see it?
I know. That's going to be weird. Like, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, that was like, I saw you in the movie. That's what they already do, like, if they see like a trailer in the movie theater. And I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Now, I know that your mother has been very sick, and you and your brother have accomplished so much. But usually when mom gets sick, the house is sick.
Yeah.
You know, always, when you have to have mom there, no matter what. Mom's got to be there. So you all have gone through a lot with your mom. She's well now. She's completely well, and I know she is proud of her children. I'm so proud of your brother.
Thank you.
But what kind of things did you do? Did you have to stop going to your special sessions and all when your mom was so sick?
Well, luckily, actually, whenever my mom was in the hospital, I didn't really have to do anything for it. So that was like, it was perfect timing, because God's timing is always perfect. But actually, after like she was about to get out of the hospital, I had to go to Nashville, so I had to leave her for a couple of days. And I was like, I did not want to leave my mom. Like, I wanted her to come to Nashville with me, because I've never been to Nashville before, and you haven't been there either. And I was like, I want her to see it, because she loves music, I love music, and it was just beautiful. But I definitely am going to take her there one day.
What would you say to other kids who strive or want to be what you are or what you're doing?
Okay, well, first I would say, even though I'm an actress, I love to come up with movies in my head, because I definitely want to be a director or a producer. So get a journal, first of all, and write down your ideas that you have, because you don't want to forget them. And then talk to your parents or your guardian about it, and just make sure that you have a strong support system and they're really in this with you. So just try to find an agent, and if the agent costs money, it's not a real agency, so don't do that. It's like in the movies, you hear people say 10%. That's really how it works. So when you get a job, they take 10% of your check, and that's how it's supposed to work. So just make sure you read the guidelines and terms of it before you sign up for the agency.
You're very mature, responsible for your age.
Thank you.
Okay, so you are all ready for the big screen. You have done other things, I'm sure. You're a dancer. And what other things are you involved in?
Well, I'm involved, like I said, I like to create movies and I like to write scripts on my computer. I also have been, I've been playing the piano a little bit. I'm like a beginner, but I love doing that. That's something that's like a stress relief for me. And then I like to cook a little bit, and I've really gotten into fashion lately. Like, I love to put clothes together.
So you could be a fashion model or whatever. So what would you say is your biggest downfall to doing what you do?
The biggest downfall I would say is like before, like my life was just like, oh, I'm just like Aryn, like I'm just like, but now like as I would go to school, people would just like bring it up, and I'm like, but I'm just Aryn. Yeah, and I was like, sometimes like it's just like weird. I just don't want people to feel like I'm better than them, or like feel like just like to you see like fans like dedicate their lives to them, and I was like, no, because like you are just as important as I am. Like God loves you as much as He loves me. We're literally like the exact same, and we may go through different things, but the sun and the moon shine at different times, but they still get a time to shine. So
what are your future plans?
My
Other than to be an actress.
My future plans, well, I used to say like I wanted to own Marvel, which I still do. So Marvel, I hope you hear this. And yeah, because I came up with like a superhero movie, and I just want to like show it to them. So hopefully that can happen one day. And then I also, if I don't get to own Marvel, I want to own my own production company, make my own production company with my brother, because he also likes to do directing and filmmaking. But I think he's just going to be like the president or something.
Okay, you and your brother have this very, very, very closeness. And it's so wonderful to see that both of my brothers are now deceased. But you have to have a brother. You got to have a brother.
Yeah.
So what does your brother think of all this?
He thinks it's really cool. Like, whenever I go to the premieres or something, he'll, like, always be recording me and post on his Snapchat, like, she is such a star. But really, I try to tell him I really could not have done this without him. Before I started getting jobs, he was always getting jobs. And I was like, man, I'm just going to give up on acting. But just being able to watch him on sets and watch how he carried himself and how he learned, I think was one of the reasons that I had confidence, because I got to see that he got to do it and how to do it.
Well, I am so proud. I just know who you are. we've been waiting for this. It's so amazing. I am so glad to know that some young people are still out there pushing and fighting to get exactly what they want and to be exactly what they want to be. And I'm sure it hasn't been easy.
No, ma'am.
But you've always had God on your side. Mm-hmm. So if mommy's sick, then you call on God.
Yeah.
You call on Him first, maybe, but you know that you've always got another hand out there, another voice, somebody you can talk to late at night and make you feel so good, so that you know you can do it. You don't have any doubt. You know you can do it.
I just think that God has like the perfect timeline, and what's for you is for you, and what isn't for you isn't for you. That's why I'm so open to helping people get into it, because what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. Like, that's just how it works.
Great attitude.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I can hardly wait for the movie. I've been waiting. I stood up in church Sunday morning and reminded all the kids it was coming. And we have a lady in our church who has agreed to pay for all the kids to come.
Oh, that's
and they
awesome.
really want you to come and speak to their youth group one day. And I know you'll be busy when school starts back, but maybe you'll have one Wednesday that you're not so busy and you can come and speak with them. Because when they see other young people who are excelling, it makes them want to excel too.
Yes, ma'am.
And I really want them to meet you. I'm sure that you know everybody at Southern Lee. I don't know if you know everybody at Lee County High School and the other schools around here. But after the movie, they all know you. And so you better get some straw hats so you can pull them down over your face, and so that you can go to the grocery store without everybody saying, "There's Aryn, let's go get her." and that will happen. I mean, everybody will want an autograph. And everybody will want to talk to you. And I know you are not the type who's going to push anybody away. You're going to stand right there and you're going to sign those papers and you're going to talk to them and you're going to get home late. But that's Aryn, and that's Mom, that's Dad, and that's your brother. And I'm so glad I know you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. And
thank you for having me.
My son said, I'm never supposed to tell anybody good luck. You're supposed to say break a leg. So break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Ms. Margaret, I did send you the link for the Eventbrite, so if people want to purchase tickets for the August 9th showing. And the movie does come out nationally on August 23rd. And we want to cram the theaters, take as many groups as you
I'm
can.
I'm sure it will be.
And we thank you so much for your support all the time.
Thank you so much for carrying your children around, because if you couldn't do it, They'd be out there trying to drive to Nashville and down to Morehouse by themselves.
Thank you.
So you made it. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.